Good morning. It is a Saturday, 5/26, November 13th, and still here, still doing it. Thanks a lot for coming in, checking up on me every day. Come to get some energy in the morning, and that's what I'm trying to do, is create some energy for myself in the morning. Some mornings I just feel like I don't want to be out here. I ain't gonna put no rosy colored glasses on. I just feel like don't be like being out here. And today is one of those mornings. And yeah, I don't know. Recently I've just been feeling that this whole thing is a burden, you know. So I don't really want to be out here. Maybe it stems from my shoes, could be, which hopefully comes in the next couple of days. When you put on some new shoes, maybe you feel a lot better. Maybe that would be it. But the push-ups feel heavier, and then the runs feel more agonizing. But I just keep telling myself, this is all part of the process. We can't all be up all the time. We peaks and valleys, but the overall trend is going up. So I just have to keep telling myself that. And one way to keep myself accountable are making these videos. Last night we watched a movie called Dune. It's an adaptation of a book written, must have been a long time ago, because there's been like 3 iterations of this film already. But anyway, I've never read the book, as well as I've never seen any of the other 2 films. But going into it, I didn't know, and spoiler alert, going into it, I didn't know this was only a part 1. I knew it was a long movie, just based on the reviews that I saw. I know it was a really long movie. It was 2 hours and a half long. So I got ready for that. So I'm like, 2 hours and a half, okay, cool. We'll get to see this epic movie. Looked on IMDb, which is the Internet Movie Database, which is in charge of like rating movies, and there's user input and, you know, thoughts, kind of like Rotten Tomatoes, which is another critic review site that lets you know, is this movie good or is it not, basically. IMDb gave it, I don't know, like a high score, 8 point something, and so that's pretty rare to get that score. Long story short, it's about this, well, you just watch it, just read it, just read the reviews, you know what it's about. But we watched it, and then it finished like halfway in the story, and then I saw the credits rolling. I'm like, wow, that's what? Have you ever had that feeling? You didn't want it to end, but it did. And then you look at the clock, and yeah, sure enough, all that time has passed by. So yeah, that was funny. Yesterday, we talked out with some yesterday was Friday, and normally we would do our Freshway Fridays. But all things have to come to an end. And so many of our Freshway group, the majority, I should say, majority of our Freshway group decided that they didn't want to do it anymore. Yeah, so I think maybe that was a party while I was pretty down yesterday. And some felt that it just felt like an obligation, a ritual that we did every week, that they didn't look forward to it anymore. It was kind of like, oh, I gotta do it now. And others felt that maybe they wanted to share something good that happened during the week, and they always had to chuck it up to, oh, let me save it for our Freshways. And so they didn't want to have to save it. They wanted to just, whenever they had a good thing, they just wanted to share it, because they felt that they always had to reserve it for the highlights of the week and whatnot, which is understandable. Versus they like to be more spontaneous, and if we hang out, we hang out, cool, but not have it so structured, not have it so scheduled where it feels like an obligation rather than an opportunity, which is where I felt I fell into the zone, that side of it. Like, I looked forward to it. And I let them know I looked forward to it, sharing my thoughts every week. And maybe that's just the type of person I am. I like things structured, and I have a schedule, And I know that every Thursday or every Friday, I'll be able to share some things about myself. And I actually developed the habit of writing everything down, writing my best and worst every day as a result of our Freshway get-togethers. And so yeah, basically Lennon has left the band. The Beatles are no longer the Beatles. We'll still hang out, but that whole, you want to call it an institution, maybe the institution of Freshway Fridays and Freshway Thursdays are no longer a thing. We lasted a year. We started on November 19th, 2020. And it really, I'll tell you the story how it started. How it started was Hung and I would go to my wife and I would go to the gym. And on the way home on Thursdays, we didn't feel like cooking. So we would always swing by this place called Freshway. And Freshway had this really nice chicken that was crispy and the price was good. And there was AC and it wasn't too crowded. And the iced tea that they gave us was really nice and cold. You know, just a very nice like nightcap for the day. So we'd go there and Hung and I would have dinner on Thursday nights with just the two of us after our way home from the gym. After a while, the first friend started joining us at that cafe. I think we might have been going to the Freshway for about a month, and then he said, "Hey, let me join you guys on Thursdays." I said, "Yeah, come on down." So he started joining us, and then our other friends, they heard about Freshway Thursdays, and they said, "Hey, we want to join you guys too." And so it just became this thing. We'd meet at this place called Freshway Restaurant. Ooh, I just got bit by a mosquito. We'd meet at this place called Freshway Restaurant, and that's where we got the name from, Freshway Thursdays. And then that's the origin story. So that was about a year ago and some change. And yeah, I guess like he said, all things have to come to an end. But I thank them for helping me to develop a new habit of writing down my best and worst every single day as a result of our Freshway get-togethers. So yeah, I think subconsciously that's been weighing on my mind, because it really was a thing that I looked forward to. And I'm not a person of spontaneity, extemporaneously just get up and I'm going. Yeah, that's not me. Where other people are, you know, like, hey, let's hit up cafe right now, okay, or hey, let's go to go out and eat, okay. I like to have things planned. Obviously, you guys know that. I have things planned and I can see on my calendar, okay, we planned our movie night Friday night last night to watch Dune, I don't know, a week ago or the beginning of the week. And so like, okay, yeah, Friday night we'll go watch movies. Friday night we watch movies. Last night came, we watched movies, enjoyed it. I can get my heart into it. But sometimes, like, I'm in the middle of something and they say, hey, let's go. And sometimes I just don't feel like stopping and, you know, pivoting like that on a whim. So anyway, that was my feelings on the whole Freshway thing. And yeah, we hope we can keep in touch. And it's not so much about meeting each other, it's more about sharing thoughts and sharing experiences and the carryover from the week before. Because if you met somebody you haven't seen in a year from now, or maybe you see them at the meetings, or you see them on Zoom, and then one day you guys are in person. Now, like, you don't really have anything to build off of, unless you guys are like, you know, super close buds. You don't have anything to build off of. But then again, if I'm talking to you every single week and I'm sharing what's going on in my life, and then next week we meet up again, you can say, hey, how about that small thing that happened, you know, last week? And they're like, oh yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. This is what happened. This. But if you don't ever have those talks, then it all gets compressed into one time period. Like, hey, how was your year last year? Tell me something good that came out of 2021. Then it's, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that's the news for this Saturday morning. And that's about it. I'm gonna wrap this up today. Thank you guys for checking me out. I'm here. I'm still doing it. I'm feeling a little bit down. My feet still hurt, waiting for the new shoes to come in. And yeah, that's about it. Fresh Way Fridays are no longer. But yeah, we'll still hang out with each other, that's for sure. But just that feeling of, you know, getting together and sharing kind of deep thoughts with each other weekly, that's gone. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you guys very much for sticking around for the whole end of the video. If you have any condolences that you want to send my way, send it down in the comments. Hit the subscribe button, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you guys very much. And remember, self-discipline is the name of the game, and sometimes you're gonna go up, sometimes you're gonna be down. Join me when I'm down. That's fine too. That's all good. All right, love you guys. Aloha. Take care. See you guys tomorrow.